What's up, y'all? So, if you choose to live in a place that is not diverse, does that mean you're racist? No. But I was thinking, like, how many people who say, you know, I could live in Dallas, I could live in Houston, but no, I'm going to Lubbock, I'm going to, right? Big Springs, I'm just naming some places right? I'm going to Abilene, I'm just thinking, like, sometimes I just come in here and brainstorm with y'all, right? I'm like, how many of those people were thinking part of the reason why I want to live here is because it's not diverse and I'm not going to have to be around people who... I was just thinking, I'm like, how many people... Do I think everybody that chose to live in places like that think that? No. And I don't know how many did. But by the cultures of the places, it makes me think, okay, maybe more people than I think. Because when you're from a place like Dallas, the place I grew up, right, I wasn't really, right, like I experienced racism, but like the culture was very, like, you know, there were Indian dudes, dark-skinned dudes, Hispanic, Mexicans, right? You had people of all kinds over there. So racism wasn't really like, like how you gonna be? How y'all gonna be, right? Super duper racist if the culture like that, right? Now it was still majority, like the majority was Caucasian people, right? But it was still more diverse than most places, right? So like, and that's statistics, right? You can look that up. But I was just thinking, you know, and I'm just challenging. I feel like God might be used. I don't know what he's up to. Just like Solomon says in Ecclesiastes, nobody knows all the ways of God. Like, nobody knows exactly, like, no matter how wise they are, no matter what they claim, there's nobody that knows everything God is up to and everything God doing, right? So I don't know, and a lot of times in our lives, we don't even know fully what God doing with us, right? So I don't know if God, because I feel like God been telling me placed me in Lubbock. And when I first came to Lubbock, I wasn't thinking, I was gonna get a weird vibe. Now, have I experienced like racism? Okay, so what it's been like is outside the school, like in the school, it's still not very diverse, but outside the school, like, it's very, very not diverse, right? And what I found is, like, there's been a lot of instances where I'm like, that seemed like I got, right? Didn't get treated well or didn't get treated fairly. And then I think to my head, like, well, they don't go, like a lot of people are not going to go up to me and say, it's because you're, right, that skin color. But all I'm saying is there's been a lot of instances where I'm like, they were treating me weird, or that was weird, or that experience was weird, or these people are not accepting me in this way, that's weird. And it's been a lot of instances where I'm like, okay, is this because of my skin color? Because I can't think of any other reason. Like, my breath stink or something, like I smell bad, you don't like me because of what I'm doing with Jesus. Like, it could be those things. Maybe my breath was kicking, right, one day or something. But I don't know, right? Like, it's just been a lot of instances where I'm like, well, combined with the fact that this is the type of place where people boldly wear "Make America Great Again" hats and don't care, right? Like you wear one of those in Dallas, you would have to worry about somebody coming up to try and start something, right? You would, especially in the city, right? You don't see people wearing that, and I ain't never seen nobody wearing no "Make America Great." And I'm not a Republican or Democrat. I'm not picking sides. But we know like the tension and that and stuff, and like, and I'm just saying that's the type of place I'm at right now in Lubbock, right? To where like, you know what I'm saying? And like, it's sad that it's divided, that the politics seem like it's really dividing it too. A lot. Yeah, y'all ever notice that? Like, it seems like the politics is very divided racially now too. You ever peep that? I don't think it used to be like that. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping, right? It's even the candidates. It's becoming like the Democrat candidates are even, right? It's even racially divided in that a lot of times now, right? Which is and you know, if you know stuff about like, and I'm not no politician, but if you just know about like society and stuff, obviously people want different stuff, and people think that different stuff is more important than others, and people have their own priorities, and you know, that's why I don't judge nobody by what party they vote for. I'm looking at your heart, right? Because there are Republican people that go on the Hill, and there are Democrat people that go on the Hill. So it's not about what party you choose, right? And I'm like Jesus. Would Jesus vote for a certain party? No, he wouldn't. I mean, I'm not saying he wouldn't vote, but I'm not. Jesus is not Republican. Jesus is not Democrat. He not. I'm not even sure if Jesus would have voted. That's a whole nother video, right? Some of y'all that might offend some of y'all. But we don't hear about Jesus doing none of that stuff in the Bible, right? We don't hear about Jesus taking side politically in the Bible. We don't. And it was very, right? The government, Rome and all that stuff was, back then, yeah. He could have easily, right? Remember, they even tried to make him king, right? You remember that? They even tried to make him the ruler. He said, nope, this is not my kingdom, right? Anyways. Yeah, but, you know, I feel like God placed me here as a way, because I prayed to help racism. So I feel like he's like, okay, Corey, I want you to go to Lubbock, go to Texas Tech, and you're going to go there not realizing that I'm going to use you in this way, but then you're going to start realizing, oh, this place needs help with right? This place might have a racism issue. Or not a racism issue, but this place might need to do better. Definitely than the place you're from with racism. Now, maybe, like I said, maybe I'm totally wrong. But I haven't seen a Confederate flag in Dallas. But I've seen one here. Now, it was on, right? So, right? Stuff like that, right? Yeah, on the dude house. Confederate flag, right? So I think that, right, says a lot. That I think I'm not too far off in my assumptions, right? Now, these are assumptions. I don't have full evidence, right? I have a little specks of evidence like the Confederate flags and like I said, and me comparing my experience here to Dallas. But other than that, I don't really have full evidence. Has somebody came up to me and called me the N-word? No. Has somebody, Now what's deep is even like back in Dallas, like dating a Caucasian girl, if you were a dark skinned dude, like that wasn't a big deal. Like it's like, oh, that happens a lot, right? Like that's like, there's even like a thing that to where dark skinned girls start being like, why all y'all want Caucasian girls, right? Right? Because that's how right? It was regular, right? Like you seen that in Dallas, like, that's like, oh. Right? There go another couple that, right? That's like not even like, but here, I don't think I've seen that. That says a lot, right? I don't think I have. And think about it. If you were a girl and you were thinking, I want a dark-skinned man, would you go to Texas Tech? Would you? Now, if you was a dark-skinned dude and you wanted a Caucasian or lighter skin tone girl, I don't know what you want to label Caucasian or whatever you want to call them. I don't know what we labeling. Like I said, I don't even do labels. I'm just throwing labels out there, right? But if you were a dark-skinned dude, you wanted a Caucasian girl or whatever, would you go to Texas Tech? Some dudes would say yeah, because there's a lot there. But if you want to think deeper about it, some dudes might, when they think deeper about it, be like, well, would I find a girl that would want a dude like me if I went to Texas Tech? Because like I said before, if you was a girl that was Caucasian, you want a dark-skinned dude, you probably not going to choose to go to Texas Tech, right? Like if you were sure you wanted a dark-skinned, if you're like, that's my type, right? That, right? And in Dallas, that's normal, right? That's not like a crazy thing to say. But in Lubbock, I feel like girls might be judged if they want a dark-skinned dude, right? And like I said, maybe I'm wrong. And I could just feel, how sometimes you can just feel energy? I just sometimes be feeling like a weird, like kind of like, like I don't think these people too fond of my skin color down here, right? All that being said, right? Now maybe you a Caucasian girl. Like I said, maybe I'm not probably, a lot of stuff I said is like me just brainstorming, right? So don't take it as all facts. I'm just speaking my mind with y'all. And it makes sense what I'm saying, right? Like, it seems like, right? And like I said, maybe you a Caucasian girl and you was like, well, I got a full ride to Texas Tech, or my parents went to Texas Tech, or I got a scholarship to Texas Tech, or I just really want to go, I just like the school, I like the football stadium, I like the architecture. And look, maybe a girl, if you were Caucasian, thinking, hold on, let me finish my thought, right? Maybe you all that combined, right? Maybe you had a scholarship, maybe you just like the school, maybe you got a full ride or something, maybe your parents went there and you want to go there too. And your parents went there, so you already know about the school a lot, and maybe you go to. Anyways, I'm extending this way longer. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, all this being together, right? God, don't be surprised if He calls you to do stuff that might not be comfortable all the time. You think it's comfortable for me to be from Dallas? A place where a lot of times, especially in 2025, I don't really feel racism. Especially if you got money down there. No. And my parents got buku money, right? We live in the same complex as Michael Irvin, right? Yeah, Michael Irvin, the Hall of Fame Cowboy wide receiver, right? So especially if you got money too, you probably not gonna feel no racism, right? Definitely not as much as if you go to a place like, right, that ain't diverse and right? And dudes walking around with "Make America Great Again" hats. I'm not saying if you voted for Republican or you support that you automatically racist. That's not what I'm saying. But y'all do know, you can just look at statistically. More often, there are more people like that walk around with "Make America Great Again" hats. More people like that are racist, right? Than just, right, on average than others. They are. Not just saying like everybody, if you're more racist, if you do. I'm saying like if you took like 1,000 people who walk around "Make America Great Again" hats, and you took 1,000 people that don't, there's probably gonna be a lot more people who are racist than that. Am I lying? And maybe at least racist to dark-skinned people, right? There's gonna be a lot probably more, and you might not think, oh, I'm not racist. You can argue and say you're not, but a lot of people's actions speak differently. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, God, don't be surprised if God calls you. Like I already said it, and I'm like, do you think I like am so psyched about being in a place where it's racially a little bit more jacked up? No, I'm not too psyched about doing this, but somebody got to. Guys like, okay, I'm gonna plant you at Texas Tech, and I'm gonna have you be the preacher dude who thought he was gonna be an NBA player, but now he a preacher, Christian artist, right? That's you. And I'm gonna have you meet a bunch of people here, mainly Christians, right? And maybe God is using me to help these people change, right? Because when you're in your own little bubble, right? Like a lot of these people just don't even know another way, right? Like if you grew up in Dallas, then it's like, oh, a dark-skinned person is in my class. That's not a big deal. There's 8 of them, right? and the class is 25 people, right? That's not a big deal, especially if you go to public school, right? Like that's not a big deal, right? Dark-skinned person on my basketball team. That's not a big deal. Half the team is dark-skinned, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's not like you can, right? But if you grow up in a place where it's like, oh, I've met 2 dark-skinned people, and I'm 15 years old, and I've only met 2 dark-skinned people my whole life, right? Then it can be like, you get what I'm saying? Dead maybe, right? That's also, I have a hard posture of also, like, I understand. Not saying under, like justifying the action. But I'm saying, like, we gotta help people. Because, look, sin is sin, right? I mean, you can condemn somebody for being a little bit more racist than you, but you be the same dude on Kim Kardashian Instagram looking at her booty for 2 hours, right? Okay, so we ain't gonna play the who's perfect card, right? We just gonna play the let's all get better at whatever we need to get better at card, right? All right. Now I gotta go get this job. Hold on. So I'm gonna actually I'm gonna just go back. God bless.